Assalamu alaikum, namaskar. Respected members, I, CA Badrinath Shubudi, Secretary of Muscat Chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, also known as ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter, extend a warm welcome to the 18th AGM of our chapter. I am pleased to confirm that the quorum is present and the meeting is called to order. It's a matter of great privilege for us to have with us our esteemed immediate past president, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda Sarji, and coincidentally, during the last year, in this same venue, same occasion, he was graced his presence and blessed the existing management committee to deliver best for the chapter and for the members. And it's really, we are grateful to him for sparing his time to be here. Today morning, he had delivered an excellent session at College of Banking and Financial Studies. Last 2 days, going around and meeting the dignitaries in Oman for the best of our chapter and its members. A big round of applause for our CA Charanjot Nanda sir. We thank all the members for their continuous support and engagement with the chapter activities. With this brief note, now I invite our charismatic and energetic chairperson, CA Unmesh ji, to deliver the welcome address.
So that's the cue to clap. Respected Nanda sir, Davis sir, Jatin bhai, all the past chairmen and my fellow members. How many of you have read the notice of AGM? Please raise your hands. I was sure that you will be the first one to raise the hand. So you remember last time on 20th May 2025, I took over as the chairman, and in my first speech as a chairman, I started with a line, जहाँ तक रास्ता दिखता है वहाँ तक चलिए, आगे का रास्ता वहीं से दिखेगा. 1 साल हो चुका है. I'm sure we have covered up something in last 1 year. And that's because of the efforts of my managing committee and the support of all the sponsors as well as all the members. So I think we all need a big round of applause for the last 1 year efforts. That year started with this new tradition, clapping. And I think who commented on LinkedIn? हाथ उठाकर यूं कमाल कर दिया, हर किसी को अपना दीवाना कर दिया. Vikar. Thank you, Vikar. We adopted a theme, Jnanam Paramam Balam, knowledge is supreme strength. And then we adopted a motto, charting accountability through artificial intelligence. And we did our best to conduct events aligning with Jnanam Paramam Balam as well as charting accountability through artificial intelligence. And I'm sure you guys liked what all we did in last 1 year. How many of you liked it? How was the last 1 year? Raise your hands. So majority hai Nanda sir. I think last year was very happening in terms of a lot of new developments. We had personal income tax. We also had sessions on e-invoicing. Then AICA, we conducted 2 batches. I'm happy to say it again and again that we are the first overseas chapter to conduct 2 batches of AICA. And I still keep on getting requests that we want to hold the 3rd batch, but we are not able to get the required number. So we need roughly 40 to 60 members to conduct an AICA batch. Nanda sir is the chairman of AICA right now. और उन्होंने बोला है, उन्मेश भाई, you give me the number, we'll arrange for this training. So the ball is now in our court. Okay. So how many of you have not done AICA here? So if you guys commit, we will roll out a registration form this week, and we'll arrange for the session at the earliest. All those who say aye, are you interested or not? Yeah? Okay. We also won the Silver Shield this time. We keep on winning it for last 11 years, 11, 12 years. So as I said, it's always the efforts of the managing committee along with subcommittee members and also the participation of all the members. What you see is not the only thing which is happening in the background. There are a lot of things which happen in the background. We do get a lot of suggestions from the members, formally, informally. Trust me, they are all getting discussed in the committee in one form or the other. And we try to do our best to address all or most of the concerns. कुछ illogical भी होते हैं, but क्या करें. दो चीज़ें मैं बोलना चाहूँगा. First is, we have roughly 400 plus members. I think that itself calls for a big round of applause for us. This is the first time we have crossed 400 membership. And good that you guys have not read the chairman's address in the AGM notice. We have more than 400 members. If we commit to ourselves and only 50 members convince their employer to support the chapter for a sponsorship of 500 Riyal, we'll have a staggering fund of roughly 25,000 Riyal per year. So it's not a pressure on selective number of sponsors. It gets distributed and we can do many more better events for all of us. So it's not an expenditure, it's an investment in yourself. And second thing is, I'm talking all good things. Does that mean that we have done only good things? There are some shortcomings. And I'm not scared to accept that we could not do few things. One of those, our member benefit program, we need to work on it. So probably that's the task for the next managing committee or the office bearers. Then member placement program, we launched it last year. It has not progressed well as expected. We also had student internship program that has also not benefited the way it should have been. So we have good things as well as we have things to look forward. I would not say bad things. We could not spend time. It's always a limitation to spend time from your routine to work for the chapter. But that's not an excuse. But it's our commitment on behalf of the managing committee. I reassure you that we'll work on it in the next year. मतलब और कोई points नहीं है. So I thank His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, our ICAI leadership. Nanda sir have been very supportive in last 1 year and he continues to support us. Ek phone call and he agreed to come here. So big round of applause for Nanda sir, please. Special thanks to CBFS, Dr. Zaharan, Dr. Rajesh, who always support whenever we need them. Then special thanks to all our subcommittee members, all the members. Mubin ji is not here, Ashwini ji is not here. They pushed me to be part of the chapter activities and it would have been lovely if they were here. So, miss you Mubin ji, miss you Ashwini ji. वो कैमरे में देख रहा हूँ मैं. Also to thank my boss Bipin Kapoor, he helped me spend my time for the chapter activities. And last but not the least, my wife Dipti and my daughters Sai and Sanvi. How many of you remember the speech of our past Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee? When he resigned saying few words, and I'm tweaking it. Chairman आएंगे जाएंगे, Managing Committee बनेंगी बदलेंगी, Themes आएंगी आगे बढ़ेंगी, लेकिन ICAI ओमान चैप्टर मजबूत रहना चाहिए. इस चैप्टर की गरिमा, इसकी एकता और उसका सम्मान, हर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट का सम्मान बढ़ा रहना चाहिए और हमेशा कायम रहना चाहिए. And we all are committed to do that. I wish His Excellency Ambassador would have been here. He likes to sing, so I had also written 2 lines. दे चले हम दिशा अपने कर्मों से साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले चैप्टर साथियों. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman, for your detailed address and highlighting the journey under your leadership since last 1 year. Now the time to go as per the AGM notice agenda. The first point of the agenda for the AGM is confirmation of 17th AGM's minutes of the meeting. I'll just briefly read through. If anyone has any points to raise, you can raise after I finish my reading. Secretary that time, C.A. Sangeeta ji, confirmed that there are more than 100 members present and meeting was called to order. Quorum was there. Then Sangeeta ji has invited chairperson that time, C.A. Gaurav Kapoor, to address the members. There was one more extraordinary general body meeting last year. So that minutes of the meeting was also read out, which was seconded and approved by the members present. Again, the minutes of the 16th AGM was read out briefly, was approved by the members. The chapter's annual report and audited financial statements were presented. There were few queries raised by members, which was addressed by the chairperson and other committee members. One was that to read the chapter's name as our chapter's name is in the first statement was Muscat Chapter of Institute of Chartered Account of India, and also known as ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter. That was raised, so that was rectified. And some of the queries raised on revenue recognition policy, which was adequately explained, the rationale behind our revenue recognition policy. And there were some suggestions raised put by the members, which the management committee has said that appropriately they'll look into and to the best of their ability can implement, which some of those points raised by the members has been put in place. Thanks to members. Then the last point was the appointment of auditor. So management committee had recommended auditor Barij Audit and Financial Consulting WAF for the auditor for the year 25-26. Members approved it. With that, the minutes of the meetings summarizes to this. Now I place before the member and also request someone to propose and second to approve these minutes of the meeting of 17th AGM, or if you have any points which you feel that it has been left out from the minutes of the meeting, open for discussion. Okay. So I take these minutes of the meeting as approved. Thank you. The second point of the agenda is adoption of the audited financial statement and annual report, which was circulated as part of the agenda notice. And chairman has already requested that whoever has gone through, if anything to be discussed specifically related to the financial and our chapter, definitely as chairman has said, has reached progressively the membership, one of the milestone achieved thanks to C.A. Joy being the lead of membership for his continuous support and ideas to make it possible. And this year also, to be very happy to say, almost 90% of the members have already renewed by the date of 31st March. So it's really amazing that the commitment shown by our members for the chapter. a big round of applause for all of us. Now, with the point, audited financial statement, sir, members, if anything, we can be able to. If no specific, we have not received also any specific comments to the Secretary's mailbox related to the annual report and the financial statement. So, can I request someone to propose and second? Okay. Vijayji, dash it. Okay. Thank you. We have get it approved our audited financial statement and the annual report. The last point of the agenda is appointment of statutory auditors. Like every year, we have disseminated message in directly to the mailbox of each and every member, and also in the WhatsApp group interested consulting firm, audit firm to put their proposal for carrying out audit for 26-27. We received 4 quotations. So, Al-Nuha, BAF, MGI Vision, Nexia. The management committee discussed all these proposals and recommended to continue with BAF. Okay, so if someone to propose and second it, or you would like to discuss it, why do you want to continue? Yes, ma'am. Okay, proposal. Okay, Garima ji is proposing. Niti. Okay, Nitesh ji is seconding. So, with this, we appoint BAF as our auditor for the year 26-27. Sorry, anything? With this, we conclude the agenda item today's meeting. I sincerely thank all members for their valuable presence, insight, suggestion, active engagement of the chapter activities. The lot of things we have done, we tried to do it also in the previous years, and we will continue to strive the best to our ability in the days to come. I once again extend our gratitude to CA Charanjot Nanda Sarji for gracing the occasion. Sir, thank you once again. With this note, we conclude the 18th AGM of our chapter. Once again, thank each one of you. Now we can break for 15 minutes for a coffee break. Then after that, we'll assemble again to continue with the next is the CP session of today's evening. 6:25. Okay. 6:25.
Prasanna sir has to address
yes.
all the members. He's addressing virtually, so requesting everyone to come back by 6:25.
Okay. Just to repeat, President will be addressing the members at 6:30. So please ensure that you are in the hall by 6:25. Thank you. Now we have break for coffee.
Good evening, members. I request all of you to please come inside and please be seated. Dear members, you can sign the registration papers later. I request all of you to please be seated. President sir had joined online and his keynote's address will be starting soon.
Respected C. Charanjot Nanda sir, the Honorable past President of the Institute of Chapters of India, the President for the year 2025-26, and one of the panelists today in the function, and C. Umesh Pavi, the Chairman for 25-26, and C. Sangeeta, the Chairman for 26-27, all the participants in the meeting in the AGM and the CP event. So good evening to all of you. So it is my proud privilege today to participate in this event, which is the annual general body meeting coupled with the CP event also. Friends, so I am delighted to address all of you, the entire esteemed gathering. So today in the evening in ICAI Muscat Chapter, I would like to at the outset, I would like to tell you the excellent contribution made by say Unmesh Bhume, the chairman for the year 25-26, for having conducted a lot of programs for the benefit of the child accountants, not only in Muscat, in other parts of the world also, by showing his exemplary leadership and dedicated service. So I think we all joined together to congratulate Unmesh for the excellent performance that he has done. And he has set such a standard that his successors have got no choice but to follow that regime. And we are also happy today that the incoming chairperson, Sangeeta Suresh Kumar, she is also another dynamic personality, and we have got great expectation from her. And any program that is well begun is off done. Today, this event, the way in which has been conceptualized, the way in which she has started this particular event is exemplary, and I am sure under her dynamic leadership, the ICAI Muscat Chapter will scale up greater heights for the benefit of the profession as a whole. The friends, I am also very delighted to note that the first ICAI OC chapter is ICAI Muscat Chapter. That is the reason. So we are always the foundation for the global profession to see that ICAI is the global profession. Chartered accountants, Indian chartered accountants are recognized all over the world. The first seed was sown in Muscat. That is the history that all of you have. For this growth of Muscat, each and every one of you in the chartered accountant, Indian chartered accountants in Muscat, they contributed a lot. I am also delighted to note that. And she is the 4th woman chairperson, and reflecting your strong commitment to progressive governance also. Friends, the chapter has been consistently doing very good service to the members, and that is the reason why your chapter has been conferred with the best OC chapter since 2015. Sustaining the best, one of the best is done, and sustaining this particular award continuously for more than a decade, more than 10 years. I am sure this shows the collective leadership and exemplary support that is given by not only the leaders but also all the chartered accountants in Muscat. Friends, I have also noticed that several remarkable initiatives have been taken up by the Muscat chapter to strengthen its impact both regionally and globally. The strong connect with ICAI leadership is very great. Muscat, if you ask any Indian leader, the particularly Central Council members, and maybe some of the regional council members also, there is nobody who doesn't know about Muscat. They may not know other chapters in the world, but everyone knows what is Muscat about. I understand in 2025 itself, number of our past presidents visited Muscat, and also number of, I understand 9 past presidents visited Muscat last year, and several Central Council members also visited Oman in 2025 alone. This reflects the chapter high level of engagement with the ICAI ecosystem and also ICAI leadership. The chapter's growth is also evident in its expanding professional base, having crossed a significant milestone of over 400 chartered accountants for the first time. That is, you crossed in 2025-26, further strengthening your presence in the region. Friends, I am happy to know that the chapter has also been pioneered in advancing professional education globally. It is the first OC chapter to successfully host 2 AA courses, level 1 and level 2 courses also. 2 batches have been organized by Muscat chapter, thereby strengthening capacity building and knowledge dissemination for our members overseas also. As a gesture of giving back to society, the chapter has successfully conducted multiple CFO program batches supported by over 100 member mentors and benefiting more than 300 participants across 6 locations in Oman. This initiative, which trains aspiring local Omanis for leadership roles such as CFOs, stands as a pioneering effort in the region. Further, in supporting innovation and entrepreneurial spirit, the chapter has actively supported platforms such as the Young Entrepreneur Pitch Program is a very good competition that we have held in collaboration with the leading institution in Oman, enabling young talent to engage with industry experts and develop forward-looking ideas. Friends, I am also happy to note that ICAI Muscat, that is Oman chapter, is hosting its AGM and the CP event. The CP event is also something special. The first point is, in the very first session, the panelist is none other than our beloved President 2025-26, C. Charanjot Nanda sir. And the theme that they have chosen, very apt theme is ethics, integrity, accountability. Reinforcing the foundations. The very good theme that they have chosen, which truly reflects the chapter's commitment to upholding core professional values, ethics, integrity, and accountability. As we are all aware that ICAI and a chartered accountant profession stands on three pillars. One is excellence, independence, and integrity. Excellence, all of us, by virtue of having a very good curriculum, right from inception in 1949, and the very good training program that we have for the benefit of the members, the way in which they are trained to make a future-ready chartered accountant, always to build a future-ready chartered accountant, we are all excellent. Our knowledge levels are unparalleled. That is why our profession is recognized world over. Wherever there is a chartered accountant, Indian chartered accountant, he excels there because he is the person with excellence. Second thing is independence. Independence is very much required for our profession. We are all aware, whatever we do, be it in practice or in employment, whatever we do everything with independence. With an independent view, our views are not influenced by any factor whatsoever. That is the reason why whatever we say, whatever we write, whatever opinion we give in letter and spirit, that has got much value, which is recognized by everyone because we act with independence. Then comes the integrity. There is also their ethics and integrity. They are intertwined. Indian chartered accountant, the way in which our curriculum or the training is given, that ethics are embedded in our blood. And ethics and integrity, they go together. If at all an Indian chartered accountant is recognized more than any other professional accountant, I am not belittling anybody, but more than any other professional accountant, and also integrity levels and ethical standards, if we see, compared to any other profession, the highest ethical standards are followed by, if at all there is one profession in the world that I am damn sure that is Indian chartered accountant profession only. That is the way we have been excelling in growth of our profession, the economy also. The theme reinforces fundamental values that define profession and underline the critical role of the ethical conduct also. Friends, the technical knowledge is only half of the battle. Technical knowledge is only half of the battle. But the true strength of chartered accountant lies in the moral compass. So that's why we always say, we speak of ethics and integrity. So that is the reason why chartered accountants upholding the integrity, the members choose what is right over what is convenient. So that is the way our profession has been excelling all these years. My dear friends, we are, as you are all aware, that our profession, Indian chartered accountant profession, we are the gatekeepers of the economy. And wherever we are, whichever jurisdiction we are, Indian chartered accountants have contributed for the economic growth of any country. In India, you are aware, any fiscal law that is implemented in India, and right from 1949, the implementation at ground level has been done by the chartered accountant profession. Be it Income Tax 1961, be it Companies Act 1956 or 2013 version and 2025 version, and also the GST Act, which was implemented with effect from 1st July 2017, in the implementation, bringing GST to India is one of the toughest things. Given the federal setup that we have in India, convincing all the state governments and bringing them to one particular act known as GST Act is a very, very toughest task. But still, Government of India and coupled with our profession, we have seen that the GST law was in place with effect from 1st July 2017. But implementation, do you think implementing law is so easy? Such a very complex law, and where there are diversified acts were there in each and every state and union territory. We brought everything into one particular law as GST Act, but implementation was done by none other than the Indian chartered accountants. Rather than practice or in employment, it has been implemented by us. It's not only we implemented the law, we also convinced the stakeholders, including the businessman and common man. We said, we brought to them what is in the store for the benefit of the common man also, businessman also. This is one of the best legislation that has been brought in India. that the entire thing is implemented and is stabilized so well that today the collection, the GST collection in India every month is more than 2,40,000 crores of rupees. Such a substantial increase is there where the Indian charter will rule with each and every 1 rupee collected due to a GST. That is the reason why, my dear friends, Government of India on multiple occasions they praise the role played by our profession in implementation of GST, which is a big challenge that we had. The friends, as you are aware, that our profession has grown very big. Today, we have more than 4,50,000 chartered accountants on rolls in the register. But actually, we are more than 5 lakh qualified chartered accountants. Due to non-payment of some of them not renewing the membership, so some of them went out of the rolls. But otherwise, we are more than 5 lakh chartered accountants we are. And out of that, we are happy to note that 42,000 chartered accountants are living abroad, like all of you. You are 400, more than 400. Even I understand there are some chartered accountants, even women also, who are not registered with the ICAI. We have been encouraging in all the forum that you should be always connected with the mother. ICAI is our mother. Chartered accountant profession is our God. So we should get connected by just a small amount and renew the membership. So I'm sure if you see that one, if everyone registered there, I think our strength abroad will be more than 50,000. It's a very big number compared to any other jurisdiction in the world. And we have got a very good student strength of little more than 10 lakh students are also there. They were coupled with all these things. Our profession is the largest accounting profession in the world. The friends, you are aware that apart from the network that we have a network of 186 branches and 5 regional councils and 5 regional offices in India. Apart from that, and we have got a very good network abroad also. You are all aware that we have got 54 chapters and 31 representative officers spread over 47 countries and 85 global cities. This year, we are in expansion mode. We are trying to reach out to many jurisdictions, so whereby our desire by end of another 1 year to go, we would like to spread our tentacles to 100 cities, spread over 50 countries in the world. We don't have a chapter in South America. That is the only continent left. There again, we are in the process. Another 1 or 2 months to go. We will have a chapter in South America also because of the language barrier. So probably our presence is little less there, but still we are trying to get in touch with them to have our chapter in South America also. So with this, our foreign chapters, even network is growing. Foreign chapters are very, very important for the ICAI because ICAI charter, Indian charter is known as global professionals and global institute only because of the contribution made by all the chartered accountants who are settled abroad like you are in Muscat. Our thanks, the entire profession thanks all of you to make the Indian charter a global profession. And you are the brand building ambassadors for our profession, the entire world. That is the reason why your role is always respected. So always, the profession thanks all of you for the exemplary service and the service that you are rendered to see the ICAI flag flies high always. Friends, there are so many opportunities which are created for Indian chartered accountants today. Now the overseas outsourcing services, the GCC, Global Capability Centers. So these are very, very big, it's happening in a big way, is opening in a very big way in India. We want to developing nations like maybe United States of America or Canada or UK or Australia or for that matter by New Zealand, all the jurisdictions. So much of opportunities are created for Indian chartered accountants to do the work related to them in India. So that is the reason why we had a lot of programs to see that Indian chartered accountants get connected with the global destinations. Last year, so we had 11 batches for how these global capability centers can be established and overseas outsourcing opportunities for Indian chartered accountants. We held 11 batches for US jurisdiction, and 2 batches for UK jurisdiction, and 1 for Australia jurisdiction, and so that we empower more than 1,500 members with a cutting edge knowledge. Canada also we are planning, very soon we are going to have one such program in Canada also. So friends, you are also aware that artificial intelligence is one of the happening things in the world. Artificial intelligence cannot replace charter. It may replace many people, but that can replace only ordinary people, but not extraordinary personalities like chartered accountants. As long as application of mind is required, as long as professional skepticism is required, I'm sure artificial intelligence cannot replace Indian chartered accountant. But at the same time, can you live without artificial intelligence? Can you live without having artificial intelligence tools? No, not possible at all. It's a very good tool for us. It's a very good assistant for us. It's a very good agent for everyone, be it in practice on the professional, in the industry also. That is the reason why we had many initiatives were taken to educate all our children across the globe through AAI committee of ICAI with level 1 batch and level 2 batch. We had 750 batches in level 1 and already we had level 2, which is the advanced version. More than 50 batches have been conducted. Whenever we launch a batch for artificial intelligence, immediately in no time the batches are full. And we've got a very good team of faculty to train our members, and we came with a very good background material and a very good publications are also there to see that all our child accountants are equipped with the latest technology, the AI technology. This year, especially, the chairman for the AI committee of ICAI is none other than Charanjot Nanda sir, who is there in your presence. He is also the technology man. He is the one who has driven the Digital Accounting Assurance Standard Board for several years continuously as a chairman. That's why we have done exemplary things have been brought in DAP. I'm sure this year also, under his dynamic leadership, we are going to have many more programs of this kind to see that our Indian chartered accountants are up to date, up to the mark in the technology also. We also come out with the initiative that the moment GPT has come into play, everything is GPT today, whether chat GPT, whatever GPT we have. ICAI is a pioneer in getting the cutting edge technology from there, and we have started CA GPT. Whatever in the domain related to chartered accountant profession, everything is available there. That is the very latest technology. We have also given the training. Initially, we had some teaching problems. That it has the entire generative program has been trained in such a way that today is up to date. Any query you get, perfect answer you get. Similarly, we have CA student GPT also. That is also working very well. All the students are happy because what we have, our GPT provides domain-specific, reliable, and instant knowledge to support our numbers of students. So, friends, I think I got another 5 minutes time. Within the 5 minutes, I would like to take you through some couple of developments also. The digital assurance and forensic excellence. These are buzzword today. Our institute is one of the first institutes in the world, first FA, that is forensic accounting and investigation standards have been developed by our institute. And it has been revised continuously, revision also taking place. And there is demand from many foreign jurisdictions that these particular standards, which got the ownership of ICAI, they want to use this one by paying some royalty, and we have set up a group to see how to deal with this particular matter. It's the first time that we got an opportunity that we have got our own standards, which has got a huge demand abroad also. So we are working on that one. Again, the DAP, that is Digital Accounting Assurance Standard Board. So they come up with a great initiative to develop the content of the Diploma in Information Systems Audit. DISA, we call it DISA, is popularly known as DISA. We had a feeling that is any global qualification, maybe CISA or something like that. What are the qualifications? Are they superior to DISA? There was a feeling that they are superior to DISA, but today we have revised the entire thing, and 4.0, DISA 4.0 has been launched very recently, whereby I don't think any course is there of information systems audit which is better than DISA. That has been launched with a good curriculum, and we have got advanced certifications in cyber security and data protection also. So these days the diploma course has been launched. There is a demand from non-chartered accountants. We had discussion with many other professionals also. They say, sir, don't confine this DISA course to only chartered accountants, but keep it open for other professionals also to come and equip their knowledge by undergoing a course. But we have got some technical problems, so we are not able to serve to the rest of the country, but that's such a great program we launched in DISA 4.0. And also we are also come up with a standards for information systems audit standards, which have been approved by the council also. These are also one of the first jurisdictions It's the way the Institute of Governance of India has approved the information systems audit standards also. I'm sure that is going to be adopted in India by multiple regulators. We have, in fact, had a series of discussions with all the stakeholders and the regulators also before approving these particular standards. That's also one of the very good initiatives taken by our institute. And friends, we are also aware to make our Indian profession global, to open up opportunity for the Indian chartered accountant, that is homegrown folks also, to have the advantage in networking. We also come up with ICAI Global Networking Guidance 2025. It has been notified already. It is an initial stage of implementation. I'm sure this will open up many opportunities for Indian chartered accountants across the globe. So friends, before I close, I think I got another 3 minutes time. Within that, see, today Indian chartered accountants are spread across the world, and they have been recognized, as I told you earlier, for their excellence, independence, and adaptability. They have been recognized. Indian chartered accountants, I've seen in particular Gulf when I visited, Qatar, in Doha last year, along with Charanjot Nanda sir, I've seen is not only CFOs are Indian chartered accountants, we found many of the CEOs are Indian chartered accountants. After seeing the growth of Indian chartered accountants, after seeing the contribution of Indian chartered accountants in the Gulf area, and we have come to India, and wherever we go, we come and quote what level of competence that you have, where you are not only CFO, we look at it to elevate to CEO. That is the reason why we wanted to keep our curriculum, devise the curriculum in such a way that Indian chartered accountant should not stop at CFO level, he should go to CEO level. Accordingly, we are revising our curriculum also, the training methodology also, to see that we become the CEOs of many across the world. So friends, we are also coming with technology initiatives. We are doing a great way of technology initiatives were opened up now. We have got a Center for Audit Quality. There is a committee, CAQ committee we call it, the way we are coming with many audit tools using AI and other LLMs, everything. So we are coming with great audit tools so that Indian chartered accountants, particularly the small and medium practitioners, should be given all the tools required so that the repetitive nature, whatever is there, that should be done by the system. It not only enhances the speed at which we do, it also enhances the quality and accuracy also. That is the reason why we are coming to audit tools also. The CAQ is working very hard to see that the audit quality is maintained. The in and out of our chartered accountant profession is only one thing that remains constant is audit quality. Audit quality is the one which leads to public trust. As long as public trust is there in our profession will survive. That is the reason why we are also coming with a lot of initiatives, technology initiatives also. And also we are also setting up a forensic lab. If you want to conduct a forensic audit, you need a lot of tools. The tools are very expensive. Individually, if some firm wants to take, small and medium practitioners will not be able to take that. They don't afford to spend so much of money. That is where our ICAI is coming to picture, and we establish a forensic lab also for the benefit of our members in the Center of Excellence in Hyderabad, which will open very soon. The moment you open, that is use and pay, that is a pay and use model we are bringing, so that our members will have access to the latest tools available in forensic audit also. Depending upon the demand for that, we don't mind. We will certainly assure that we will have many more labs of that kind also. So friends, I think I have taken the time that has been allotted to me. We have got a lot of the initiatives, AQM, so there are so many models who are bringing it. So to be at par, not at par, to be not below, but to be above par of any other professional accounting body in the entire world. So I thank the leadership of ICAI Muscat Chapter for inviting us, for inviting me for this particular program, so that I can share certain thoughts, what is happening in the ICAI also. I compliment the CA Unmesh also on this occasion, and once again I congratulate CA Sangeeta Suresh Kumar. So this year as a chairperson, I'm sure she is going to contribute whatever the support you want from ICAI. We're always there for you. What you demand anything, we'll just study and see that it is done for you. So with this, I thank all the participants for patient hearing. Wish you all the best, as we are net contributors to any society. Let us continue to contribute for the society and the jurisdiction where we live in. and see that our ICAI flag flies high always. Thank you very much for the great opportunity to give it. Thanks so much. Wish you all the best.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm and distinguished welcome to each one of you, to our esteemed dignitaries, honored guests, respected members of the ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter, and all the distinguished professionals joining us here this evening. I am C.A. Sarita Shinde, a proud member of the ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter. It is both my privilege and my genuine honor to serve you as your Master of Ceremony for this very special evening. Tonight, we gather not simply for a CPE event, we gathered for something far more fundamental. We gather to reflect, to recommit, and to reinforce the very foundations upon which our noble profession stands: ethics, integrity, and accountability. 3 words, simple perhaps to say, but extraordinary in their weight when practiced consistently, under pressure, and over a lifetime of professional service. As chartered accountants, whether practicing in Oman, in India, or anywhere across the globe, we are trusted. Trusted by our clients, by regulators, by capital markets, and by society itself. And that trust, dear members, is not given freely. It is earned, line by line, audit by audit, disclosure by disclosure, through the uncompromising exercise of ethics, integrity, and accountability. Tonight, we are privileged to hear from some of the finest minds and leaders of our profession who will help us not only understand these principles better, but live them more purposefully. Before we proceed further, as the proud tradition of our great institution, allow me to invite all members present to kindly rise as we stand together in unity and reaffirm our shared commitment. Let us now play ICAI motto song, our anthem of knowledge, integrity, and our enduring commitment to excellence.
य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रदब्रह्मा तदब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यति कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
There is something special. We have to do it as a part of CP event after AGM. I call upon our past chairperson, CA Unmesh Bhume, on the podium to hand over the...
करूँ क्या नहीं? चेयरमैन हूँ या नहीं हूँ, जब भी स्टेज पे आऊँगा हाथ ऊपर करूँगा, आप क्या करेंगे? तालियां बजाएंगे. अरे भाई गालियां मत दो यार. We'll just wait for Nanda sir to be back. How many of you have noted that in my AGM speech, did I conclude my speech? It's a question. See, he's the only careful listener. So, no. Madam, I write my own speeches and not allowed to disclose, but I am writing speeches for overseas chapters as well. So we'll wait for Nanda ji. In the meantime, the main announcement is already done by President sir. So let's welcome Sangeeta ji as the new chairman. Sangeeta ji, please be on the stage. How many of you attended the last year's AGM? on 20th May 2025. So Nandaji was there, and he was the one who gave me the pin from the then immediate past chairperson Gauravji. So we want to repeat the same thing. Nanda sir, please be on the stage. So Nandaji, I was just telling them that 20th May 2025, I took over from Gauravji. And it's not a coincidence, it's a planned thing, that we got Nandaji again to see my full term. And then it's an honor, sir, for you to be here and watching the transition again and giving us your blessings. So I'll hand over the pin to Nandaji to hand it over to Sangeetaji. Let's give a big round of applause to Sangeetaji. And now you all will be wondering who are the other 3 office bearers. Any guesses? Vice Chairman, guesses? CA Badriji is the Vice Chairman. Badriji, please join us on the stage. The next office bearer, Secretary, guesses? You're right, CA Ashish. Sir, हमारे लिए सिर्फ लेपल पिन्स नहीं, सर आपका आशीर्वाद है. Which will always keep us reminding that we are the ambassadors of CA profession in Muscat. And any guesses for treasurer? We have CA Abhishek as treasurer. I think he'll be the youngest treasurer of the chapter so far. The past chairperson can correct me. Astha ji will not tell her age, so that's the problem. Then she will always be the youngest. इतनी जल्दी से आपको छोड़ूंगा नहीं. I have not completed my speech. His Excellency G.V. Srinivas sir in absentia. We are expecting him to join us anytime. We also have Karanbir Singh, Second Secretary and Head of Chancery. Welcome sir. Past President Nanda ji. Sahil ji from BNW, our title sponsors. My dear friends, अभी ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा, लेकिन जाने से पहले I thought of sharing my experience. I have written a poem. That's not a poem. It's my thoughts. I need to speak like Amitabh Bachchan. Do you know why? कविता का शीर्षक है अग्निपथ. काश अग्निपथ होता. गुड. मैं और मेरी चेयरमैनशिप अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं. लाइक इट? तो ताली बजाओ ना यार. हाँ, बाहर नहीं सुनाई थी. नहीं, दिल्ली में. मैं और मेरी चेयरमैनशिप अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं. मैं और मेरी चेयरमैनशिप अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं. कॉन्फ्रेंस करे तो कैसे करे? पैनल बड़ा रखे या फूफा जी को ही कीनोट एड्रेस दे दे. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फूफा जी हियर? See, Jim is laughing. So in our GCC chapter circle, the past chairmen are called फूफा जी. Okay. उनके नखरे होते हैं, वो संभालने पड़ते हैं. Now I will also have that privilege. Okay. तो मैं और मेरी चेयरमैनशिप अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं. कॉन्फ्रेंस करे तो कैसे करें? पैनल बड़ा रखे या फूफा जी को ही कीनोट एड्रेस दे दे. 1 दिन का रखे या 2 दिन का रखे. एक कहे शॉर्ट रखो भाई, दूसरा बोले पूरा वीकेंड चिपका दो भाई. फिर सवाल आता है थीम क्या रखे, टैगलाइन क्या रखे, विजन लगाओ, इनोवेशन लगाओ या फिर एआई वाला मसाला लगाओ। विजन लगाओ, इनोवेशन लगाओ या फिर एआई वाला मसाला लगाओ। स्टार स्पीकर को बुलाएं। एवरीबॉडी वांट्स स्टार स्पीकर। स्टार स्पीकर को बुलाएं, ये भी एक दुखती रग है। स्टार स्पीकर को बुलाएं, ये भी एक दुखती रग है। नाम लो बड़े बड़े तो बजट पिघलने लगता है, और छोटे को बुलाओ तो फूफा जी बोलते हैं। क्या बोलते हैं फूफा जी? ठीक था, लेकिन इसको बुलाने की क्या जरूरत थी? आई एम नोटिंग हु आर लाफिंग, सो आपकी मन की बात मैं कर रहा हूं। स्टार स्पीकर को बुलाएं तो वो भी एक दुखती रग है। नाम लो बड़े बड़े तो बजट पिघलने लगता है, और छोटे को बुलाओ तो फूफा जी बोलते हैं ठीक था, लेकिन बुलाने की क्या जरूरत थी? और इससे सबसे बड़ा डर, लोग क्या कहेंगे। उप्स, मेंबर्स क्या कहेंगे। लोगों की नहीं सुनते, बट मेंबर्स की सुननी पड़ती है। इवेंट प्लानिंग, इवेंट की प्लानिंग तो 4-5 महीने से पहले शुरू हो जाती है, लेकिन हवा गर्म तो 2 हफ्ते पहले होती है। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव वॉलंटियर्ड फॉर कॉन्फ्रेंस? 2 हफ्ते पहले चालू हो जाता है सब। स्पीकर ढूंढते ढूंढते जूती फट जाती है। स्पॉन्सर के पीछे भागते 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 पीठ में मोच आ जाती है। मैं जब कमिटी में था, बिफोर आई बिकेम द चेयरमैन, मैं जब कमिटी में था, हर समय सोचता था अगले साल ऐसा करेंगे, अगले साल वैसा करेंगे। लेकिन जैसे ही मेरी बारी आई एज ए चेयरमैन, लेकिन जैसी मेरी बारी आई, पता नहीं क्या हुआ, मेरे तो 12 बज गए, फिर धीरे धीरे पूरे लग गए। I have not used the word to maintain the decorum of the event. Raffle. How many of you like raffle? Nobody likes raffle? We can skip it from next session. How many of you like raffle? Everybody likes, right? आज नहीं रखे, आज I am the star speaker. रैफल न करो तो मेंबर परेशान, करेक्ट? रैफल न करो तो मेंबर परेशान, रैफल करो तो ट्रेजरर हैरान। पैसा देना पड़ता है ना भाई। नाम निकले तो मेंबर पहलवान, इसका नाम निकलेगा, वो बोलेगा मेरे को मिल गया। नाम ना निकले तो सिस्टम बेकार, सेटिंग कर दिया बोलेगा कोई तो। नाम ना निकले तो सिस्टम बेकार और चेयरमैन नादान। पसंद आया? मैं और मेरी चेयरमैनशिप अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं। स्पॉन्सर्ड इवेंट में मेंबर होते हैं परेशान। स्पॉन्सर्ड इवेंट में मेंबर होते हैं परेशान। स्पीकर पसंद न आए तो कमिटी यूजलेस जान। स्पीकर पसंद न आए तो कमिटी यूजलेस जान। स्पॉन्सर पकड़कर बोले प्राइम स्पॉट दे दो। How many of you have worked with the managing committee? They know. स्पॉन्सर पकड़कर बोले प्राइम स्पॉट दे दो। मैनेजिंग कमेटी धीरे से बोले साले को यही उड़ा दो। साहिल, you are not listening, right? प्राइम स्पॉट नहीं देंगे। स्पीकर के नखरे क्या कम है यारो? नंदा जी आपके लिए नहीं है, बाकी स्पीकर के लिए। स्पीकर के नखरे क्या कम है यारो? कुछ सिंपल, कुछ खुराफाती, कुछ चालबाज यारो। ये बूढ़ा हो गया है मेरे भी। आई नो आई एम नॉट द यंगेस्ट। गुड इवनिंग सर। सर, यू मिस्ड माय पोएम। मुझे लगा बोलोगे, फिर से बोलो। Let's give a big round of applause to Ambassador of India to Sultanate of Oman, His Excellency G.V. Srinivas sir. he has such a busy schedule, and in spite of that, he just landed some time ago to India, if I'm not wrong, sir, and he made it a point that he attends and honored our invitation on behalf of the chapter. I'm really thankful to you, sir. Welcome once again to this event. Okay, so coming back, so last stanza है. कभी कभी मैं और मेरी chairmanship अक्सर बातें करते हैं. Last stanza. कभी कभी सोचता हूँ ये सब छोड़ दूँ. तो छोड़ दिया मतलब already. कभी कभी सोचता हूँ ये सब छोड़ दूँ. लेकिन एक याद आया, मैं ये सब छोड़ दूँगा तो मैं भी फूफा बन जाऊँगा. और फिर मैं नए चेयरमैन को बोलूँगा, हमारे टाइम पे ऐसा होता था, हमारे टाइम पे वैसा होता था. So that's the poem, मैं और मेरी chairmanship अक्सर बातें करते हैं. So as the tradition continues for the CP events, we have a wonderful session here. We have got wonderful speakers here. Now I'll end my speech as the chairman, or maybe past chairman. The last speech I'll be giving as a chairman. And I would like to happily say, and you would join me in saying, East or West, Indian Chartered Accountants are? West. अरे सर आप यहाँ पे आए इतना भागदौड़ी करके आप आवाज नहीं लगा रहे हो. East or West, Indian Chartered Accountants are? West. East or West, Indian Chartered Accountants are? West. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Unmeshji. I think these are very practical insights from your own experience. So continuing with the momentum of this event, speaking of a chapter's journey, dear members, tonight is not merely a moment of reflection. It is also a moment of anticipation. The ICAI Muscat Oman chapter has a rich and exciting calendar of events lined up for the months ahead, and we are delighted to share a glimpse of what awaits you. On 10th May, we host an essential session on VAT e-invoicing, a topic of critical relevance to every finance and accounting professional operating in Oman today. On 16th May, we explore Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, CEPA, examining both the India and Oman perspectives, a session of immense strategic value for professionals navigating cross-border trade and investments. And in June, we will bring you a comprehensive deep dive into the Oman regulatory landscape, an indispensable guide for every professional working in the Sultanate. These are just some of the many knowledge-enriching events your chapter has lined up. Watch this space, stay connected, because your chapter is working tirelessly to bring you the best of our profession right here in Oman. Before we proceed, allow me to express our heartfelt gratitude to those whose generous support has made this evening possible. Our sponsors, College of Banking and Financial Studies, CBFS, whose commitment to professional education continues to elevate the standards of our community. Our title support is by BMW Developments. Our platinum support is by OQGN. Silver support by Deloitte, Moore, Premium Brains Global, and Jindal Steel. Tax partner, JSR Tax Advisors. Cybersecurity partner, Tech Deliver. Technology partner, Tally. Bronze support by Abu Timam Grant Thornton and GAC Motors. Our corporate silver members are PwC, BDO, Muscat Overseas Group, and Nexia. And our regular members are Crow, Al Naba Holding, and Arabian Industries. Ladies and gentlemen, the strength of a chapter is built on partnerships like these. Please join me in a warm round of applause for all our sponsors and supporters. Moving on to the next segment, the introduction of our new chairperson. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pride and great joy that I now invite to the podium the newly appointed chairperson of the ICAI Muscat Oman chapter, a leader who brings both professional excellence and a deep passion for the growth of our community. We are privileged to witness this evening her very first address to the members as chairperson. Please join me in welcoming CA Sangeeta Suresh Kumar.
Good evening, everyone. Respected Nanda ji, HE Srinivas sir, Second Secretary Karan ji, Sahil ji, respected members, and all my friends. It is both with honor and deep humbling sense that I stand before all of you as a chairperson of ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter. I accept the responsibility with immense gratitude and with a strong sense of purpose. I do this with pride, not a personal pride, but with collective pride. Our chapter is one of those, or perhaps the first overseas chapter to have 4 women as chairperson, and I am the 4th one. Thank you. But beyond this milestone, what truly defines is not who leads, but how we lead together. Our chapter has grown steadily over the last 18 years, thanks to the vision of our past leaders, all of you as members of the Muscat chapter, as well as the supporters and the stakeholders who have stood by the chapter all of these years. Today, we are not just a professional community. We are not just a professional body, but a vibrant community. More, we are like one family. Now, just to think about the theme, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshati, which means Dharma protects those who uphold it. This timeless wisdom is not just a philosophical ideal. It is very much like a foundation of our profession. As chartered accountants, we are entrusted with responsibility, which is guided by ethics and measured by integrity. So, this profound principle reminds us that when we stand by righteousness, we are upholding integrity, ethics, as well as duty. And these values form our shield. So that is what is said as Dharmo Rakshati Rakshati. Dharma protects those who uphold it. I am also inspired by our ICAI motto song, equally, which says, Ya Eshu Supteshu Jagrati, one who remains awake when others are asleep. So as chartered accountants, we are expected to remain vigilant when risks are unforeseen, when systems are vulnerable, when governance are being tested. So we as chartered accountants remain too vigilant, alert to details, and by doing this, we are becoming Jagrat. We are awake all the time. And by this, we are in fact protecting Dharma. And which in the theme which says that Dharma in turn will protect us as an institute, protect our credibility, and also protect the trust which the society is putting on us. So, inspired with all of these things, I am pleased to unveil the theme for the year, From Numbers to Nation Building, guided by Dharma and integrity. Thank you. And I think this is the first CP also, which is more based on ethics and accountability, which flows with this theme. And this is because our work is not limited to compliance. It is about our consciousness. It's not just the numbers, but nation building. Not just reporting, but our responsibility. So the theme again would be From Numbers to Nation Building, guided by dharma and integrity. As we step into the new term, we are going to introduce new meaningful initiatives. This is basically to bring and recognize, engage, and empower all our members. So one such initiative, which I am truly excited to launch here, is celebrating the rewards. It is the Structured Membership Excellence Awards. For the first time, we are going to roll out defined criteria across multiple categories. So you will see that it's not just 1 or 2 or 3 awards. We have come up with almost 7 categories of awards. So this covers some members who are in practice or consulting, members in industry, women members, young chartered accountants. All of them are covered under this awards. So each of these category of the awards will have specific parameters which are related to their profession, but at the same time, there would be some common parameters which would be connected to the chapter. Like, for example, attending the CPE events, identifying the speakers, or supporting the chapter with sponsorship programs, onboarding new members, and so on and so forth. So the details of the parameters and criteria would be shared with all of you. So encouraging all of you to kindly participate so that you can be recognized and honored. And the basis of the nomination would be like self-nomination. So all of you will have to keep a track of how you abide by these criteria or parameters. Now, we have seen from Sarita ji the upcoming CPE programs. Next month, as we all know, we have the Yoga Day, which is coming up on 21st of June. On the occasion of International Yoga Day, we are delighted to introduce a wellness initiative for all our members and families, which is 108 Surya Namaskar Challenge, or so-called as Sun Salutation Challenge. This is going to happen on 19th of June. This initiative is designed not just as a physical activity, but it is going to be a journey of discipline, holistic well-being, and mindfulness. So Surya Namaskar or Sun Salutation, as many of you might know, is a comprehensive set of 12 yoga poses, which makes up for one whole cycle. So many of you might know that it is useful not only as a physical activity, but also it helps in weight management, stress reduction, for getting better focus, clarity, because it is done on a rhythmic manner. And we do understand that many of the members and families may not be well acquainted with the Surya Namaskar or Sun Salutation of how to do it. So don't worry, we are designed something to support all of these in organizing regular guided practice sessions, ensuring that every one of you, regardless of your experience, can participate in this challenge confidently and comfortably. So further details would be shared by our sports subcommittee lead in the wellness group. So those who are not part of the wellness group, please ensure that you become part of it so that you get the regular updates and be part of this practice and take up the challenge with all of you members and families. So with these words, I look forward to working closely with all of you. And as we say, this journey is not mine alone, it is all of us. So let us learn together, lead together, and in the process, grow together. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson C.A. Sangeeta ji. The clarity of your vision and the warmth of your welcome have set the perfect tone for this chapter's next exciting chapter. Dear members, what you just witnessed is precisely what makes this institution remarkable. New leadership rooted in the same timeless values, new energy anchored in the same ethical compass. We look forward to an outstanding year under your leadership, C.A. Sangeeta ji. Before we proceed to the next session of panel discussion, there's a video which is compiled of all the CP events held during the year under the leadership of C.A. Unmesh ji. So we will have a quick glimpse of all those events.
There is a tradition, whenever I take the stage, when I raise my hand, they start clapping.
What an amazing year we had, 25-26, and we look forward to more such events. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive at the centerpiece of this evening: ethics, integrity, and accountability, reinforcing the foundation of the profession. Let me pose a question, not rhetorically, but genuinely. In a world of increasing complexity, of AI-driven financial reporting, of regulatory flux and geopolitical volatility, what is the one thing that has not changed? What is the North Star of every chartered accountant who has stood the test of time? The answer, I believe, is sitting right here in the title of tonight's session. Ethics is not a subject we studied and we left behind in our CA exams. It is a living, breathing practice, a daily choice. Integrity is not an item on a compliance checklist. It is the sum of 1,000 small decisions made when nobody is watching. And accountability, true accountability, is what separates a professional from a technician. To explore these themes with us tonight, we have assembled a truly distinguished panel of practitioners and leaders who have not only spoken about these principles, but have embodied them through decades of professional service. Guiding this conversation with the incisive mind of an accomplished professional and the energy of a truly dynamic leader, our moderator of the panel discussion needs no introduction. He is a past chairperson of this very chapter, a man who has led with distinction and speaks with authority. I request CA Gaurav Kapoorji to kindly take the moderator's seat.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and respected members of the profession. At the outset, let me first express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, His Excellency G.V. Srinivas, for taking time to come and attend this event in spite of his busy schedule. And as Unmesh said, he landed just a few hours before the event started. So, thank you very much, sir. We also welcome Shri Karanveer Singh Chauhan, Head of Chancery and Second Secretary, Embassy of India. We were also equally privileged for the first address by the president of ICAI, or the new president, or the 26, 27 president of ICAI, to be virtually given to our members an hour or few minutes back by CA Prasanna Kumar, who joined us online in spite of his busy schedule. And thanks to all the members for sticking to the time to come back and listen to him. I also take this opportunity, you might have seen some new faces here, to welcome Mr. Rajaram from the Oman Tax Authority. He is not representing the authority, but he has been invited on a special request. He's sitting right on the corner. Can I request you to please come and be in the front? He has been with the authority for a number of years. He's expected to retire soon. If someone doesn't know, then delete it from the video. So if you don't mind, take the... Before I come to the topic, I think I will also give my gratitude to CA Unmesh for a fantastic year, starting with the theme and ending with Main or Meri chairmanship. A round of applause for our outgoing chairperson, CA Unmesh Dhume. But with this, we have to welcome the incoming chairman, and as a customary, I will also mention about few statistics here. She has been sworn in as the 19th chairperson and the 4th woman chairperson, which means that every 5th chairperson is a woman chairperson of the ICAI Muscat Chapter. And if it is correct and on record that we are the only overseas chapter to have 4 women chairpersons so far. So I think some credit should go to the better half as well. Thank you, Mr. Suresh Kumar, who is also present in this room, to have your wife, spouse, lend us for previously and expect an unprecedented seeing her in the next 1 year. So I'm sure Sangeeta ji would have briefed him and she would have taken permission that she should be excused for next 1 year. You meant trendy. Sorry? You meant trendy. Yeah. As we congratulate our new chairperson, it is also fitting to remember the timeless wisdom from our Indian culture and traditions that leadership is defined by capability, values, and vision, and not only by gender. In our scriptures, women have always been regarded as symbol of wisdom, strength, and leadership. As beautifully said in Sanskrit, yatra naryustu pujyante Ramnante Tatra Devta. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Sorry, Garima, if I didn't do that. The meaning is where women are honored and respected, prosperity and divine blessings flourish. Coming back to ethics, trust, accountability, integrity, I think it's very close to the right time that we're talking of, considering what all developments are taking place across the globe. And trust, integrity always remains as a center point. But before we go, I have a small quiz. Hello. Yeah, before we go, I have a small quiz for the members. Globin, you are ready, right? So there are many incidents in the past that has happened in terms of good and bad related to trust, integrity, accountability. So I've chosen 3 of those incidents and I will give you some clues and you will have to give the right answer. MC members cannot participate because I do not trust them that they have not seen the emails. Because I had to officially share with the chapter's email ID, so I'm sure they have seen it, so I have to exclude them. Even they being honest, but integrity, I have to kept it, right? Okay, quiz 1. Let me start with an easy one. Whoever has the right answer can raise the hand and stand up and say. But once you have given an answer and the answer is not correct, I will let others to give the second try. First clue, one of the world's most popular cases in history of accounting profession. It would have been a guess, right, anyways, so it's not Satyam, but it's Enron, because the other clues would have made it more clearer that why it's Enron and not Satyam. So that's why I said, if someone says wrong, then they will not be given the second chance. So yeah, they had hidden liabilities and manipulated financial statements with complex structures. So collapse, no, it's the same going on. So collapse, destroyed investor confidence globally. I don't think it's working, right? Discovered in year 2001 and a leading audit firm also disappeared afterwards. Enron Corporation and the Enron accounting scandal happened 2001. Okay, quiz 2. Sorry? Yeah, we have some chocolates to be given. We'll note down the name. Ajal, Vikar, just note down that. We forgot to bring it along, but we will get it delivered, don't worry. You know we have the commitment. Yeah. Okay, a bit difficult. First one was easy, a warm-up. Globally respected engineering company used the software to cheat regularity testing. Ajil, can I ask the committee members to make sure they stand and make sure that none of them is using ChatGPT to find the answer? We are doing a trust, we are integrity, huh? You need to be watch for it, right? Okay, no one? So let's go to clue 2. Clue 2, okay. Bingo. Environmental compliance manipulated and billions paid in penalties, corporate pressure to achieve ambiguous targets, German-based headquarters, which was giving right to Volkswagen and discovered in year 2015, not that far back, right? Okay, before that, you have more details that is helpful to share with the members what exactly happened. Can I have the mic there, please? Because the Enron case is very popular. I'm sure everyone knows more details, so I didn't ask, but I'm sure some of you members may not know about this. Am I right?
Hi. So under the EU standards, diesel engines and petrol engines are supposed to have only a maximum amount of emissions, but the Volkswagen engines were giving more than that. So they played around with the software, manipulated it such that the readings, no matter what the actual emissions were, it registered only at a level below what was permitted. And it came to light only at a much later stage.
Exactly. And that's why then they were penalized. They paid the fines, but yes, the company still continues. Okay, last, quiz 3. Hint 1, clue 1. Large automobile project in India by an Indian group. One at a time. I will hear so many, so I have to stop people to stay again. Someone said here, right? Which one? Okay, next clue. Customer faced delays and uncertainty, but the company maintained transparent communication. Ola is not there already, I said, and I said no. Wait for the next clue then. Clue 3. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to ask, Tata is half answer. What in Tata? Tata Nano, bingo. He already answered it. So, sorry, I don't know your name. Rajdeep Singh, Mr. C. Rajdeep Singh. So, the moment I said West Bengal, I think people were true. The clue was easier, but yeah, then relocated to Gujarat, and they kept the brand and the trust and the communication intact, so that, one more. So these, all three give us that both integrity, trust, accountability can be your friend or an enemy. It is how you use it. If used in a bad way, it will give you unprecedented disasters, penalties, etc. But if it is that you stay with it, it rewards you. You might have a short-term pain, but in the long run, it rewards you. To deliberate more on this, we have two distinguished personalities with us today. Let me first call on stage CA Sahil Arora, who is a seasoned corporate leader with over 12 years of industry experience, bringing insights from dynamic world of business, strategy, and corporate leadership. He currently is the Chief of Corporate Affairs and Business Development at P&W Developments. Can we have his AD, please?
Please join us in welcoming Mr. Sahil Arora, Chief of Corporate Affairs and Business Development at B&W Developments. With over 12 years of experience as part of the core team, he has played a key role in corporate affairs, stakeholder management, and business development. His journey reflects a strong ability to connect opportunity, relationships, and execution. He has contributed to strategic growth, meaningful partnerships, and smooth operational direction. He also supports leadership in decision-making, strengthens market presence, and ensures alignment between business strategy and execution. His work includes business development, stakeholder engagement, RERA, and bank compliance checks, and building long-term organizational value. We are delighted to have him with us as a panelist for this CPE session on ethics, integrity, and accountability.
So we have one from the industry side and one from the profession side. But I go one step ahead to also say that watchdog of the watchdogs, because being his role as the immediate past president of ICAI, he's not only, because we as the CAs are said the watchdogs, right, to keep an eye on the businesses and report accurately. But he's also been entrusted to keep an eye on the chartered accountants that they are working properly. With this, let me say a few words before you go to the CV. A respected leader of the profession with more than 33 years of experience. immediate past president of ICAI, correct me sir, a sixth time, and the only person to be the Central Council member, former chairman of the Northern Indian Regional Council. The clap should not stop, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, and a professional which has represented ICAI on several important government and regulatory committees, including as nominee of the Standing Committee on Accounting Issues. Bando ka banda, sabka nanda, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda. Can I have the AV, please?
Please join us in welcoming CA Charanjot Singh Nanda, immediate past president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and a respected leader with 33 years of professional excellence. A fellow member of ICAI since 1991, he has served 6 terms on the Central Council and also chaired the Northern India Regional Council. He is widely known for his leadership in advancing forensic accounting, investigation standards, and efficient auditing practices. As chairman of the Internal Audit Standards Board, he has contributed to stronger anti-money laundering compliance and better financial governance. He has also represented ICAI on important government and regulatory committees, including as nominee on the Standing Committee on Accounting Issues. We are honored to have him with us for the CPE session on ethics, integrity, and accountability.
Okay, let me start, since it's a panel discussion, straight to the questions here. If you have any questions, just keep it. I will come back to you to ask those questions during the discussions. So let me begin with CA Sahil Arora. You have a quite diverse role, if I just go by the names, right? One is business development and one is chief of the corporate affairs, which, if you ask me, could be even read, not knowing the JDs in detail, as contrary to each other as well, or different role and responsibility. And we all know that businesses today operate under immense performance pressures. Do you think this is the biggest reason for compounding integrity, trust, or accountability for any individual or organizations? And how can organizations create where ethical conduct is valued more than business growth?
Thank you so much, C. Gaurav. And it's an honor to be sitting with Nandaji. We've all seen while we grew up. And it's an honor to be sitting with you. Thank you so much for the question. The designation that you said, I started my journey as an article chip under the chairman of the company, B&W Development, Mr. Ankur Agarwal. So it's been 15 years I've been with him. So when you come from a small and medium practice, you do each and everything from shell and core, you can say. Registering and getting a PAN card for a client and filing his income tax returns, to managing his cases in the income tax and the adjudicating authorities. So the tasks and the JDs have been anything and everything, just the designation is a different thing, you can say. If we talk about the pressure, I would say the pressure cannot be the reason for losing the ethics or integrity. I think it's one of the motivators. Plus, it's the X-ray for the people, whether to say that the company has a spine and it's not just based on the targets and the numbers or the objectives that's shown in the market. So that's the key concern. And when you talk about the leading industry in UAE, especially the real estate sector, where the capital moves due to the flipping in the assets, the investors relocate, the innovations also happen a bit faster. The only thing that has to be consistent in all of that is the ethics and the integrity and the morale. So our chairman says that growth can never be achieved without the governance. So governance is in the roots of all chartered accountants, and we have all learned that and I think it's embedded in our blood by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, by the policies and the studies that they have. Each and everyone in this room, I think, is here because of their ethics, and they are losing some opportunities because of some of the ethics. And if you talk about how ethical regulations can be done, so when the company is scaling, the most important thing, as if you talk about B&W, we are sitting on a GDV of 32 billion dirhams as of now, and we are developing multiple projects with different brands like Taj, Fashion TV, and we are not a very old brand, it's just a 5-year-old brand. Why people have trusted us, why the brands, Fashion TV, Taj, Lamborghini, they have trusted us, I would say the first and the foremost thing is being a chartered accountant, owner, because they know that a CA has its own ethics who can run the business. Plus, if you talk about regulations in UAE, there are 3 things that is most important when you talk about the regulations, ethics, how can we consider the ethics in the business processes. Number 1 is the financial discipline. When we talk about any development across UAE, especially in Ras Al Khaimah, there is an escrow that has to be there where all the sales money comes in, and that is ring fenced. Not even me directly can withdraw anything from the escrow. There are 3 people who have to approve for any payment for the construction. Number 1, our consultant, who is saying, yes, this work has been done. Number 2 is the RERA head, who is a government employee and states that, yes, if we are saying 15, he'll every time say 14% it's done. They always reduce 1%. And then comes the engineering team that is approved by RERA. It can either be owned by a bank or some different entity. They come and check, and again, they might reach at 13.5 or 14, and then the fund is released. So the financial discipline has to be embedded in the system, and if you are not working on the ethics, if you file and submit any report, it will be rejected by the government, and numbers will be coming in front of your investors. That's where the transparency is very important in UAE. Number 2 is the compliance. So the beauty of real estate in UAE is that not even a single advertisement can be published without the approval of the government. So every advertisement has a separate QR code where you can scan and see that yes, it has been authorized and approved by the ministry or the RERA. That is the most important thing. That's where the transparency comes in. That's where ethics is not just a checkbox for us. It's part of the process. And number 3 is independent checks. So as a chartered accountant, we always hire the most competitive chartered accountants to come and do the audit for us. The best in league consultants and contractors to check what our internal team is doing. So all these 3 checks, if they are embedded in any industry like real estate, can help you work more ethically and transparent in front of the people. So yeah, this is what I would like to say.
Okay, I'll come back. I've noted few points. But let me ask CA Charanjot Singh Nanda. Sir, you have led the profession at its highest level, being the Central Council member 25-26 for over 30 years, 3 decades, right? Do you believe the profession today in practice and industry can maintain the same level of standards while facing commercial pressures and, more importantly, clients' expectations?
I don't feel that it will be able to face the same pressure. Rather, I feel they'll be exceedingly doing very well in delivering not only to the clients or the stakeholders, but regulators and government. ICAI, since its inception, 1st July 1949, even before the most important document of the democracy, the promulgation of the Constitution, has performed exceedingly well. Very easy to put aspirations on each chartered accountant, the way they grow, the way they perform, the way they lead a disciplined and regimental life. It is increasing day by day. So many regulators, oversight bodies like NAFRA. There are certain quasi-judicial bodies always keeping a check on chartered accountancy. And I'm so happy to say that all courts across the country have praised us. Supreme Court has on several occasions said that if you want to learn how exams have to be taken, go to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Coming on professional excellence, coming on ethics, coming on independence, being the largest accounting body of the world with over 540,000 members and 15 lakh active students, we carry a great bandwagon with great tension on our heads to perform. The performance evaluation is something that puts us on our toes. So I want to tell you, with each day progressing, our benchmarks are progressing even at a larger equitable base. So I want to tell you, Mr. Gaurav, because most of the people sitting here are chartered accountants, this profession has passed the test of time. This profession has passed the test of crisis. This profession essentially has been a partner in nation building, and you know there was a WOFA 2.0 on 31st, 1st and 2nd February, where the theme was global collaboration. So this profession now has come into totally different league, working and adding value to the perspectives of the industry.
Thank you, Nanda sir. I'll come back to you now. I go back. But one theme which you both said in your first responses is about the regulators and how the regulators have also evolved over time and become more smart. You gave UAE example, Nanda sir gave hint from an Indian perspective, including the institute perspective. But based on your experience, and you from an industry side and Nandaji from a profession side, what are the key indicators that you have experienced which could lead to, not necessarily yes, but lead to believe that integrity, trust or accountability might have a suspicion of being compromised?
Yes, absolutely. Integrity doesn't disappear overnight. There are some indicators. Some of them we have realized over a few years is that there is a delay in the reporting. The task is done, the reporting is getting delayed. Then there is a selective reporting. That's somewhere people play in a gray area. There are two words, ethics and gray area can never be used together. That is the most important thing. Number third is, when there is a good news, it promotes and spreads faster. When there's a bad news, it filters out, and the leadership, the top management of the companies were unable to understand that and do the needful to take care of and to curb the things that are leading to the disclosure of the assets of the company against the ethics. So I think these are the primary indicators that show that yes, there is something happening inside the country where this can be curbed easily by having whistleblowers. Obviously, this is the most important thing, because anything that can take down the company should be curbed at a very root cause. That is the most important thing. So everyone should look at these indicators in a corporate level to see that the foundation of the company can never be hindered by anyone.
Nanda sir, the same question but from a professional perspective.
I take my clue from the words of Swami Vivekananda, who once said that if you don't find any obstacles in your way, be assured that you are on the wrong path. This profession, see, I have 2 years, 12 February 2024 till 12 February 2026, 1 year as a vice president and the other year as a president. Being a president, there is a saying, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. I used to be in the office till 1:30 in the night. Everything was so well crystallized, so well synchronized, yet from nowhere crisis will emerge. You are going, a report comes, paper has been leaked. You are going, a report comes, NAFRA has called upon these documents. Somebody giving a dictate, any person saying something about a chartered accountant has done this, and you discover he's not a chartered accountant. So we learn how to take things in control, how to keep things in control. उर्दू में एक बड़ा उम्दा शेर है कि हाथ की लकीरें भी बड़ी शातिर होती हैं, हाथ की लकीरें भी बड़ी शातिर होती हैं, कमबख्त मुट्ठी में तो होती है, काबू में नहीं होती. This is exactly life. When you sit on this hot seat and the day you feel you are relaxed, a big problem is waiting for you. You want to warn yourself for 3 things. Number 1, integrity should never be compromised. You have to go and find out the root cause, accept it, do the remedial measures, finish off. Number 2, your faith in the institution should never diminish. You are there to enhance the faith. The institutes all across set up an Act of Parliament. Starting from Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales in 1863, the basic purpose was enhancement of the audit and accounting quality. We have proposed that from 6 standards, it will come from next semester, 6 standards commerce education is instituted in India. You know, there was a Indigo crisis, so I did not get my flight, Nagpur. The principal of Nagpur DPS school called me, Mr. Nanda, you are here, your flight is not going, please visit. I went to that school. I started discussing this with the principal. What she told me, I was shell-shocked. She said, Mr. Nanda, I want to introduce with 5 students. She called those students with laptops. They were young students from 6 to 8. They were preparing financial investment models for the teachers and for themselves and making a hefty sum by investments. So very important thing to add value to the perspectives, not only members, students, but public at large. And third and final thing, the faith which people carry in you. Have you ever wondered that if a chartered accountant makes a wrong endorsement, signs a wrong audit report, why immediately he's put behind bars? I was in the council when Ramalingam Raju came and made an allegation. Immediately 2 chartered accountants were put behind bars. The question arose in the council. Why? It is a civil issue. Why criminal issues are being taken? Then by self-introspection we could understand the impact it had on the investments of FIs coming to India, the money coming to India. Why you need IFRS? The system is very clear. I sit in Tuticorin and I want to invest in Frankfurt. I sit in Bathinda. I want to invest in San Francisco. Anybody sitting anywhere needs to invest anywhere. The accounting language, the interpretations have to be similar. That is why we need IFRS. So getting the regulatory mechanism correct and putting things in the right order is a call which disturbs you when some misreporting is done. But I want to tell you here, you may grow as high as you can, you may become as mature as you can, but frauds will never stop. Regulatory overhauls will never stop. Non-reporting will never stop because it is only a person matter, somebody doing something there until it is detected and you take a corrective step. So, at your mindset, be ready to tackle any problem that may stem rather than giving assurance that there shall be no problem.
Thank you, Nandaji, for your insights on what happens at the Institute as well. I'll take this next question to you as the chair of AI committee, because any debate without AI would be incomplete now. Now this question has 2 parts. How can a professional use AI, which is probably easy to answer, is from maintaining integrity and accountability and trust perspective, and how can they misuse it, which is probably more difficult to answer. So I'll leave it to you.
कहते हैं ढूंढोगे घर तो ही रास्ते मिलेंगे, ढूंढोगे घर तो ही रास्ते मिलेंगे, मंजिलों की फितरत है खुद चलकर नहीं आती. You have to do experimentation. How easy life has become with AI. I'll give you so examples. As a president, I had to appear in 5 meetings at one time. One place I am going, 4 places my AI agent is going. He knows my mindset, he knows what has to be said, what has to be documented. I have to give a lecture at 5 places. One place I am speaking. My AI agent will speak in the same way. You can't differentiate. My style of dialect, my Urdu shares will be a part when it is making a delivery. Mr. Chauhan is sitting here from Amritsar. Why there is so much cancer in Amritsar, in Punjab? There is disproportionate urea fertilizer that is put in the fields. AI will decide. No more huge cancer cases from 2 years from now, because AI will decide how much urea has to be put in any field. I take you back to the COVID time. One of my friends in Mumbai invited me for a breakfast. I said, I will not come. I don't want to trouble Bhabhi, no maid. She said, I want to introduce to my maid, please come. So in the charm of being introduced to maid, I went to his house. The maid was Ruby, a Robert. Moment and she said, good morning, Mr. Nanda, how are you? I said, I'm fine. Miss Ruby, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. She said, would you like to have pav bhaji or pani puri? I said, I would like to have some pani puri. She got pani puri and put it on the table. I took it and put it on the handle of my sofa. She got angry. Don't do that. If it falls, who will wipe that? I said, Ruby, mind your own words. She became even more aggressive. You don't know how to speak to ladies? I said, you don't know how to speak to guests when they come home? It interested that she got so angry, she went away. Not to the kitchen, but to the bedroom. I went and apologized. No, you don't have the protocol to speak. You don't know the manners to speak to ladies. I said, I'm really very sorry, Ruby. My unconditional apologies. Please come back. She bought a coffee. Again, I kept the coffee on this hand. The greatest amusements I could ever have. She again started saying, you see, I am fed up explaining you. How can you put a coffee here? If it falls, who will do the dry cleaning of the sofa? You say everything is closed. Now see, interaction at this level, AI. But AI cannot be your master. Artificial intelligence is your servant, faithful servant. What you want, automate the work. You don't want to do accounting. Simply put an invoice, it will do the accounting. You want to look at your HR services, HR induction, payrolls. You just modulate it. I was just speaking to somebody sitting outside. I said, you, for your organizations, if you want to take AI to unprecedented heights, make a diagnostic study where you can employ AI, what is the cost and what is the benefit which you get with respect to the cost saving and with respect to the number reduction in manpower. Then you will have a better idea when to use and where to use AI. AI is a wonderful thing. Anything which you want. In elections, I have close to 1,000 groups. I was telling my son, I was telling my boy, I said, take my mobile. He said, and you need your mobile for a week. And I have to tabulate all of them. My son was sitting there. He's an AI consultant and expert. He said, Papa, give it to me. In 2 minutes, everything was in order with references of each and everything. This is AI. Whatever you want and above the best part which I told today morning also in my presentation. You are assigned the simple task of making a accounting entry. AI will tell this is exception, there may be a fraud. Over years, expectations of people have been that once you audit something, it is fraud-free, which is not true. We have always been giving the press that it is not. Audit doesn't mean we don't do anything with suspicion. But now, even if normal course of business, if you employ AI and there is an exception reporting, she will raise a red flag. The good part of AI, the bad part of AI, hallucination. AI is naughty. AI doesn't have any control on the data. You put your confidential data. Yesterday it may rest in your regulator's box. It may go to a hacker. So now people are putting their own servers, their own GPTs, first of all. Second, a person got a notice from the department, a huge case. A very prominent lawyer, a very prominent attorney, he referred the AI. AI came with a fantastic reply. So many case laws. Next day he presented that in the court. The court was so happy, granted him relief, published the order. 3 months from that date, somebody was reading, none of the case laws were true. The court has to cut a sorry figure, withdraw the order. See, it can do anything, whatever you want. Any question you answer, it will ask, it will answer. Now the correctness of the question is important. I was sitting with the Secretary Meti, some 6-7 days I was in Delhi. It is probably on 28th of April. So he said, we were just discussing how we could add value to the government's initiative in AI. He said, Mr. Nanda, you're an auditor. We want to get the audit of AI done. You listen to the president, he said that we have come out with 13 information standard audits. Standards, 13 information standard audits. I passed it as president on 7th February 2026. You put so many things and draw the output from a computer system. Who verifies that? That's the biggest problem as an auditor. You can't go back and say that I put in computer, it is correct. People sitting here are chartered accountants. You remember when you used to do your audit as an article? रात को खाना नहीं खाते, माँ कहती बेटा खाना क्यों नहीं खा रहा? ट्रायल बैलेंस नहीं मिल रहा. कितना फर्क है? 600 रुपए का फर्क है. बेटा 1000 पहले रोटी खा ले. 600 रुपए का ट्रायल बैलेंस मिलाने में कितने दिन लग जाते थे? आज को ट्रायल बैलेंस दिखाओ ना, कंप्यूटर में कोई फर्क है दिखाइए मुझे. नो, दैट वाज द बिगेस्ट. ट्रायल बैलेंस मिलने आप मिठाई बांट देते थे, जैसे नींव डलती मकान की लड्डू बांट देते ना, ट्रायल बैलेंस मिल गया. ट्रायल बैलेंस का इशू नहीं है. दैट डजंट मीन दैट द ट्रायल बैलेंस इज करेक्ट. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड. So in computer, in AI, in blockchains, in Internet of Things, in data analytics, even cyber security audits, information security audits, there may be a fallacy. So what I want to tell you, the darker side is that how strongly you monitor that whatever the input is, the output is correct is very important. So next time will be audit. आप देखिएगा 2-4 महीने रुक जाइए, हमने इस पे काम शुरू कर दिया है. Audit of AI, the AI which you're employing is correct or not? हल्की सी figures में गलती will devastate the entire financial statements. I was speaking on AI today morning. So the darker side is that you need to exercise control over AI. The input has to be totally checked. Then only you should be able to. And how you check, again, is a problem. You can't check the entire thing, because if you start checking, you have to do it yourself. So you have to devise means and ways to check that so that the input equates the output.
Thank you. Thank you, Nandaji. I was thinking when you said that you attended 5 meetings, whether Prasanna sir was with us or was it an AI agent of Prasanna?
No, he was here.
No, that I can confirm because Unmesh called and checked. You know, there's a double checking. So
that you can't do. If you speak to your AI, because the photograph you're showing when you were showing it my biodata, I suspect it is made by AI. It is not my original photo. यही का है ना? हाँ, see? आपको लगा नहीं होगा तो मैं यहीं बैठ समझेंगे मेरी फोटो नहीं हो.
No, to be honest, actually, an hour before or hour and a half before, we have been told this photo of Prasanna sir is AI generated, not actual photo.
I could make it immediately, I saw that.
And we were not aware. Now we have to also do an AI audit of ourselves, that from where it originated. Because
I called the Secretary, Government of India. I sent the photograph to him. For convocation, 18,000 people came. He said, sir, it is not my original photo. I'm not so sweet as it shows in the photograph. It was not his photograph. Bilkul, and you will see it is similar, but it was not his photograph. Now see if it is in documents. Can you think of your wife giving a call to you? I'm lost. Your daughter giving a call to you. The taxi wala has kidnapped me. She is not there. The voice is tabulated. The voice is put in AI and AI will speak in the same language. You can never differentiate. I give a call to Gauravji. Gauravji, फटाफट मैं होटल के अंदर मुझे कुछ पैसे चाहिए, मैंने आपके भाभी के लिए यहाँ से गोट पसंद किया है, $1,000 भेज दो. He will not hear Nanda भाई ये. Then he knows I have not asked. This is AI. ये अगर आप देखेंगे तो आपकी शक्ल, आपकी बातचीत, आपके हर चीज को हूबहू कॉपी करके वो आपको बेफूल कर सकता है.
let's go to the industry side of AI then. And let me be more specific in terms of how companies are using AI innovation to build trust on data they gather from the customers.
the most important thing is we are not using the data that's available on the media. We are using and analyzing the data that we actually collect from the customers by doing road shows or by doing any kind of events. So the most important thing is when you are analyzing a data, the data that you're using, is the owner of the data aware that you're using it or not? So that's the most important thing. Even the RERA of UAE doesn't allow us to use any data that has not been authorized. So you have to take a typical consent of the person who is actually giving you the information, whether it can be used for the analysis or not. So in our organization, we have not given any decision making or any report driven and originated from AI cannot be submitted to any head, any department. That's the most important thing that every organization should do, because exactly what he said, we have realized. We were making reports for giving rewards and awards to the best brokers across. So we have got 4,000 broker channel partners with us and 40,000 brokers. Out of that, when we gave them the full summary, they stated that ABC company is the one who is going to get the award, but our internal auditor, the one who is in the finance team, came to us and said, sir, there has been a mistake. A criteria for calculating the sales has to be when the SPA is signed. It's not when the booking is done. But the AI ignored it, although it was given in the underlining like reporting standards, how you have to calculate it. So that's where we have stopped use of direct AI reports to the organization. The responsibility and accountability can only be held by a human. Any employee can use the AI, that's not a big problem, to understand, to analyze, but the decision making and the judgment, the conscious word can never be used by AI. So that's where human intervention has to be there, because when you are reporting finance, when you're submitting reports to the government, when you are taking decisions on when and how to launch the next project, if anything fails, the project might fail. The project might fail, anyone who invested in that might fail. So there is absolutely requirement of AI just to ease the task, as Nandaji clearly said that the task of 10 hours was just done in 2 minutes. That's where you can save the time, but the decision making cannot be reliant on the AI. So that's the most important thing for the corporate sector.
I'd like to add one thing. Please don't misconstrue that you should not use AI. You should always use AI. Only put in checks and measures. You will not survive with that today. And 1 year from now, there will be two classes of chartered accountants. One who are AI compliant or who are not AI compliant. They will not be able to run in the race. Please understand. You need to use AI, but you need to understand how much you have to rely on it. What are the checks and balances that you as an accountant, as an auditor, what do? We do the same thing. So you need to only have those checks and balances. We don't have time. You have my number. You can call me in private. You can give a call to me. I can always tell you if you have any issue related to that. But start using AI. All of you. The best part of AI is, as a chartered accountant, we do not understand technology. We do not understand coding. AI needs no coding. You can write any accounting software on AI without any coding. WOFA, 12,000 people were there. Young 3 chartered accountants came and they said, sir, 1 month back that we want to create the entire infrastructure of AI pro bono. I said, please do that. 2 days after they created the chatbots, everything was done. And after this successful conclusion of WOFA, I called them for dinner, as was customary to thank them. I asked them, my children, tell me, when did you listen first time the name of AI? You'll be astonished to know. 3 of them heard the name of AI in January 2025. And December 2025 or January 26, they delivered the best. So it is, one good thing is that all of you can use AI. You can create your own solutions through AI. So don't ever go away from AI. There are certain issues which can be addressed and then you can proceed with it. Have a diagnostic study in your organization where you need AI. What is the cost? What is the benefit which you get? Cost-benefit analysis.
I have been signaled that time is running short, so I will skip the rapid-fire questions, but I will let any members, if they want to ask any question from our panelists here, 1 or 2 maximum, please. Due to shortage time, we'll skip to maximum 2 questions. Anyone wants to ask, they can raise their hands. Oh, is is so clear. There could be two interpretations. So either nothing was clear or everything is clear.
Good evening, everyone. My question is on the accountability part of AI. And now everyone is using ChatGPT and the other AI softwares available predominantly to write essays, to write lectures, to write a lot of stuff. So where does the accountability question lie in terms of plagiarism, of taking, now you have music AIs, music is being created through AIs. So where does the buck stop in terms of who takes the accountability and how do we actually go about, we cannot validate everything that comes out of AI or who claims to be AI. So how does plagiarism, accountability and all the other words fall into this perspective of controlling the kind of usage of AI in these worlds?
सैयद साहब आपका कोई हैदराबाद में भी रहता है? मैं 8 को हैदराबाद में 8 और 9 को मैं उसको एक पुस्तक दे के आऊंगा ऑन अकाउंटेबिलिटी इन एआई which has been published by our committee here in ICAI. See sir, accountability is a totally different word. Accountability only arises when you have a counterparty on which you can lay your claim. हमने इनसे मकान लिया, they are accountable, नहीं ठीक टाइटल नहीं है, पानी आता है. Accountability के लिए आपके सामने एक बंदा होना चाहिए. किससे आप सर्विस ले रहे हैं? So accountability in AI is something which is very, very crucial. But where you are using AI is important. Whether you are using a GPT, whether you are taking a license from Grok, whether you are taking Gamma, so that is important. Very importantly, you have to on your own sense determine. हमारा एक स्टैंडर्ड है ना, यूजिंग द वर्क ऑफ अनदर एक्सपर्ट. उस पे आपको देखना पड़ता है कि एक्सपर्ट जिसका आप काम यूज कर रहे हो उस लायक है नहीं है. सेम वे इन एआई आल्सो यू हैव टू लुक. ये थोड़ा सा शुरू हो जाएगा. वेट फॉर 2-3 years. वी स्टार्ट द वर्किंग द मोमेंट आई गो बैक. सो वी आर नाउ ऑन ऑडिटिंग एआई. तो उसके साथ ये सब क्वेश्चंस सॉल्व होने लग पड़ेंगे. और इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम ऑडिट स्टैंडर्ड्स आप पढ़ लें. नहीं है तो मुझे बोलेगा, मैं आपको भेज दूंगा. तो उससे आपको आइडिया लगेगा कि क्या ब्रॉड पैरामीटर्स हैं जिससे आप इनपुट आउटपुट दोनों को चेक कर सकते हो कि कहीं कोई ग्रेटर मिस इंफॉर्मेशन तो नहीं है. जी.
Okay, thank you.
यस सर.
Sorry,
सर को
can I have
दीजिए.
the mic to
चीफ गेस्ट हिज एक्सीलेंसी श्रीनिवास साहब. बताइए सर.
आपने 2 क्वेश्चन का राशन दिया तो दूसरा तो पूछना बनता है.
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल.
The question is to Nanda sahab. If CA community is a group of the high integrity as you project, don't they feel suffocated in the environment in which they exist and operate? If the rest of it is not of high integrity, number one. And number two, if you are of such high integrity, how do you really drive the rest of the entire lot, environment which I call, towards the same direction? Or is it a facade? May not necessarily be the entire CA community be of high integrity. The empirical data of CA community will be similar to the environment in which they exist. So are there corrupt also in the
श्रीनिवास साहब, मैं फिर एक शेर से आपके खैर मकदम करूंगा. एक शेर के जरिए कहते हैं, सोचने से कहां मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर. सोचने से कहां मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर. चलने की जिद भी जरूरी है मंजिल पाने के लिए. जब तक आप सीए नहीं बनते, जब तक आप बाप नहीं बनते, जब तक आप मां नहीं बनते, you come out of the Mumbai airport, there is a slogan which touched my heart so much. It says, a child makes a mother. जब माँ का बच्चा हो जाता है ना, उसकी सारी जिंदगी उस पर केंद्रित हो जाती है. The day you become a chartered accountant, ऐसा नहीं कि सब साधु बैठे हुए. The day they get the degree, खुदा वक्त उसको कुछ ऐसी इल्म देता है कि उसका पूरा ख्याल सही चलता है. तो करप्ट लोग हर जगह रहते हैं, कांड से करप्ट लोग नहीं रहते, पर बाई एंड लार्ज पूरे इकोनॉमी में, ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी की तरक्की के अंदर चार्टर अकाउंटेंट्स हाथ होता है, क्योंकि वो हजम नहीं कर पाते गलती. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा सब पाक साफ है, लेकिन सिनेमा साहब, वी स्पीक ऑफ इंटीग्रिटी, वी लिव इंटीग्रिटी. यहां जितने लोग बैठे आप इनसे अकेले में बात कीजिएगा, इन्होंने बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटी छोड़ी हुई इंटीग्रिटी रखने के लिए. They will not compromise their integrity. Larger people, 99.99%. और ये हमारी अपब्रिंगिंग. द डे व्हेन यू डू सीए, आप एथिक्स पढ़ते हैं, आपको समझ आते हैं ये गलती ना करो, ये गलती ना करो. हर कोई इंस्टीट्यूट से डरता है. मैं इंस्टीट्यूट का प्रेसिडेंट था, मैं चीफ जस्टिस था डिसिप्लिन कमेटी का, लेकिन मेरे अगर ऑफिस में चिट्ठी आ जाए तो मैं सुनता नहीं. बैठा चिट्ठी खोल के बता क्या लिखा, भाई पहले बता दे. Everybody is afraid of the institute because we have such impeccable system. डिसिप्लिनरी का, देयर इज नो कंप्रोमाइज. अगर किसी के अगेंस्ट कोई कंप्लेन आ गई तो वो छोड़ नहीं सकते. हम उसको लॉजिकली कैलकुलेट करेंगे, चाहे कितना बड़ा कितना ज्यादा रसूखदार आदमी हो. तो इससे क्या होता है, बाकी लोगों में लगता है कि इंस्टीट्यूट को आप कंप्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते. यू कांट डू एनीथिंग, सो देयरफॉर दे वांट टू कीप द हाईएस्ट आइडियल्स इन द सोसाइटी. बाकी कहावत है, टू एरर इज ह्यूमन, टू फॉरगिव इज डिवाइन. जब गलती होती है तो आप जैसे हिज एक्सीलेंसी माफ कर देते हैं, लेकिन बाय एंड लार्ज काम को बड़ी शिद्दत से और बड़ी जिम्मेवारी से किया जाता है.
Thank you very much to our esteemed speakers for today. Thank you for being present here and listening to them. Please stay on. There are still few moments of pride for our chapter is still there.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a conversation. I'm certain that every one of us carries away at least one insight from this discussion that will shape our practice and our professional choices in the days ahead. A very warm thank you to CA Gaurav Kapoor for the masterful moderation, and of course to our distinguished panelists, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda sir and Mr. Sahil Arora, for sharing their wisdom so generously with us this evening. It is now my honor to introduce the distinguished chief guest of this evening, a diplomat of higher order, a representative of Republic of India who has built bridges of friendship, cooperation and partnership between India and the Sultanate of Oman. His Excellency's presence here this evening is a testament to the esteem with which ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter is regarded, to his deep appreciation to the Indian professional community in Oman. I now request AV team to kindly play the introduction of our chief guest. I request CA Ashish to escort His Excellency to the podium. And welcome him with
Meet His Excellency Godavarti Venkata Srinivas, India's ambassador to the Sultanate of Oman. An accomplished diplomat with over 30 years of service in the Indian Foreign Service, he holds a bachelor's in electronics engineering and a master's in controls and instrumentation. Since joining the service in September 1993, Ambassador Srinivas has served across the globe, from Mexico, Venezuela and Cuba to Japan, Brazil and Hungary. He has held senior positions at India's Ministry of External Affairs, including roles in cyber diplomacy, Eurasia and Latin America. Before coming to Muscat in March 2025, he served as India's ambassador to Senegal. Ambassador Srinivas brings deep experience, global insight, and a strong commitment to diplomacy. We are honored to welcome him today.
कुछ सोचना है तो अपने बारे में ऊंचा सोच, नीचे सोचने वाले और भी हैं. तो मैं तो सारे देश के बारे में वही बोलूँगा. सीए कमेटी ने बोल ही दिया वहाँ पर. ये बड़ा अच्छा लगा मेरे को. The entire group here is sitting here. I think there is some kind of demand of this continuous professional education, certain number of hours. I felt so good because this is something which we implemented when I joined the training institution in 2014 after Prime Minister Modi took over. In a short span of time, they said that the training has to be made mandatory so that the people take it seriously. And with all the rest of it, whether it is promotion, deployment, everything got connected to that. Not only that, Prime Minister Modi did not stop there. What we have now, as you know, is what we call as I got Karma Yogi. I don't know how many of you know that, but this is one of the methods of what the present system has introduced to make sure that every government officer does not behave like a rule-based officer, but it's a role-based officer. Number one, to know the role that they have to play. That itself is a major mystery for many to solve. But once they do that, then to train themselves to deliver that role in an effective manner. I am coming to the subject of what we have today as a subject on which Mr. Nanda, Sahil, of course under the able guidance of Gaurav, had delivered that conversation talking about all these ethics, integrity, accountability. These are the buzzwords for the present government also. Ever since they began with this exercise. I think that would rhyme with you as you realize whether it is the idea of the last man in the queue, that remembering as Gandhiji all along told us, and therefore this DBT, the direct benefits transfer, where the JAM Trinity, Janadhan, which is the accounting which everybody could open with zero balance, A is Aadhaar, the digital identification, and the mobile. With this three triad, the government was able to transfer the benefits directly to the accounts of the individual who the beneficiary was, rather than seeing the fate, what one of the former prime ministers mentioned as a leakage in the system. So that leakage was controlled through this direct benefits transfer. So the high sense of accountability, high sense of integrity from the point of view of the government was introduced. There were many other things also which you may be aware, how many laws have been repealed, how many petty crimes have been actually decriminalized so that unnecessary queue from the system is removed, are all in that direction to say that there has to be a system which functions well, giving trust and confidence to the people, first to the citizens of India, and thereafter through them as the nation builds itself to our partners across the globe. And that is what has translated in the nature of what we see in the country with successes from sector to sector. I don't need recounting to this August gathering, which is already aware of the number of accolades that the country has had in the recent past, so that now we no longer are called as a government which has a delayed project, but it is one which is delivered on time or perhaps earlier kind of scenario which we have built. It makes us all very, very proud to be part of such a movement in which the entire nation is moving now towards the vision of, as we say, 2047, Viksit Bharat. And Viksit Bharat cannot obviously be achieved unless every stakeholder, every member of the country, including the women, of which we have a very good segment, you only hit the 20% mark. The parliament is aspiring to a 33% of the representation. Be as it may, the larger number of women participating essentially means a lot of energy unleashed towards the direction of the journey of the Viksit Bharat. I will quickly come some of the points I jotted, but I think the excellent conversation which you had directly from the profession must have already charged you up, and many of you must have felt much better about your profession. But I would only further add to that why this community does not graduate towards the other direction while keeping the hat of the CA. Many of the ordinary people cannot be CA, but the CAs can invariably have another avatar for that matter, taking along with through them integrity. Or do you mean to say that they are of high integrity so long as they are doing the CA job? The moment they remove the CA hat, no matter they were CS to begin with, they turn out to be the ordinary. If that be the case, then we have to solve that riddle separately. I congratulate Sangeeta ji for taking over as a new chairman, and Umesh for having done a lovely job. Every time I come to this gathering, I am really amazed to see that besides accounting, audit, financial statement, etc., there is a huge quota of shero shairi, which is what makes it very lighter and makes people very focused onto this subject. And the other thing which amazed, practically making me Google and rely on that is, why is there so much of emphasis in Sanskrit on a subject which has got nothing to do with Sanskrit? Till I learned that it was Aurobindo apparently who gave all these things in 1949. Because of it, they stuck to you. All of you are taking that really very nicely forward, that including the speech of Umesh, which I just read out, number of Sanskrit, so did even Nanda ji also mention about that. Even Sangeeta ji was also mentioning a number of Sanskrit. This grouping is something which really actually can be partnered to the journey that the embassy is undertaking with our partner Oman. That is the journey of the SEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, which we signed on 15th of December 2025 when the Prime Minister visited here, which was ratified by both sides. Now we are waiting for the systems to be put in place for the SEPA to enter into force. Hopefully by 1st June, if not, somewhere nearby around that date. And why am I mentioning it to you? I think that as a part of your profession, you are not only helping, advising, drawing the statement, etc., but are also in the business of business promotion, advisory role in expansion of the activity. So I am sure that these will be of direct interest to you. Also, I understand that this Viksit Consulting, which was something which came with a big vision here to say that a number of CEs can come together to create something which can be the big four in the whole world, where we are nowhere close as of now. So all in all, it essentially means that opportunities which exist between India and Oman can also be furthered through you. I don't know how many of you are looking at it, but I am sure your clients or the clients of the clients, etc., must be coming up to you. So you will be able to translate that opportunity into a viable business proposition. So don't give up on it. And we are undertaking this online conversations as we speak every day, also tomorrow. I did send through Umesh the message, but all of you apparently were busy, the year-end exercise, etc. But it beats my imagination, how can all the group be busy? So this is complaint number 1 from me to the ICAI Oman chapter. No matter how busy you are, if you're not part of the journey of India-Oman, where are you? So please do give it a thought. It's not necessarily that you have to reveal your secrets or share the viable business model which you already are wanting to sell to somebody directly here. But nevertheless, some of the inner experiences can be shared to make this entire journey enriching also for you, as it would be also for us. Before every meeting that I have with any of the ministers here, बोल देना दादा खत्म कर लो मेरा गला बोलेगा आपको मौका देंगे. No, I'll just come back. So what I was saying that before every meeting that I have with any of the ministers, I invariably look up saying that do you have any point? I never receive any. Why I'm saying that I do know that the CA community has some kind of issues. You have to articulate that to me in time, in a shape which I can straight away pass on to them. Then argue on top of it, saying that this is a challenge which they face, why don't you address it? I'm just offering it. This is what I do with whether I go to the communication, transport, or the even labor, for that matter, finance, economy. The idea is that my talking points are bookish in nature. Yours are really connected to the ground, the real issues which really impact you. These are the ones which should populate the conversation between the two governments rather than only my fitment of imagination of whatever comes to my mind. The India story of superlative is all well known to you. Let me not recount, besides giving those lovely words of GST, one nation, one tax, 56J, somebody who has already had done and is totally disinterested in delivering the government servant can be removed summarily from the service. I have seen that happening to my own batchmate, for that matter, from the police service, having been removed summarily. Never heard of in the past, for that matter. 56J is the code of conduct for the civil servants, under which they say that if you don't deliver, if you don't keep delivering, then there is no reason why there should be, the government should be owning you up and taking you along. So that kind of discipline has also been brought up. The new areas are being now considered in the country. There is a shipbuilding where a lot of employment will come up. Every one in the shipbuilding leads to 6 more outside kind of ratio have indicated. Every $1 invested leads to 1.86 kind of dollar. The idea that new areas are being introduced besides the known ones like digital, UPI, ports, airports, railways, metro. All these are well known to you. The latest in addition now is the shipbuilding, which is what the ambition of the country is about. We need to be very connected to what's happening in the country. I'm sure you all do that. But I also believe that maybe you are so busy you are not able to follow, for that matter. But be as it may, an effort has to be made to understand what the country is doing, in which direction the country is moving, so that then you will be able to better represent the opportunities to your counterparts here. So with that, what I wish to say that you are, of course, from a country which is already 4th largest economy in the whole world, having graduated beyond the 6th from 2023 to then 5 and now 4, and on the way up to 3rd sometimes. So we are having a lot of ambition, and we are not necessarily unaware of our limitations and the places where we need to work. Everywhere there is an effort going on. Therefore, this is a very good journey to be part of. I invite you, you're already part of it, but please, in the India-Oman corridor, do add your contributions there. With the war next door, which practically had a lull, but again fireworks erupting. So this may be up and down, keep on happening. But Oman has its own geo-strategic location, making it relevant to India in the area of also logistics, shipping, route, even distribution. All of them which were happening elsewhere may also happen here. So all in all, on the back of SEPA, on the unfortunate back of the war, there is a direct relevance to India and Oman. Please look at them, join with the embassy, come back with ideas so that we connect together and move forward. Thank you very much, gentlemen. आप बताइए. इसका नहीं होता है जो जिंदगी में parallel. We had to go parallel. No. What I'm saying is that okay, fair enough. If everything is done, you're waiting for it to kick into action, force. Fair enough. You are all in advanced stage. I do know another company which is also doing that, but wanting to, the entire business model is viable only on the back of this duty waiver. So fair enough, you have to wait. But others who may have any other opportunities, please do connect. Because there will be a lot of people speaking of my nature in a very journalist sense, and we will recount 13, 15 macro sectors, but obviously they do not necessarily move an entrepreneur. He needs to get a fleshed out version of what are the opportunities. That is where I have been asking that, don't tell me about the larger macro picture, that we know, everybody will know. But at your level, if you know a client who is interested in something, which is not necessarily secret, essentially what happens, you have an interest concretely expressed, but there is no counterpart. They are still looking for a counterpart. So that is what you can share, and through us, perhaps a faster matchmaking will happen. If both sides are already in touch with each other, obviously we have nothing to do, only to celebrate in due course of time whenever they grow and flourish. But till such time, if you have any opportunity of this nature, do populate for bringing it to the attention of the other side and adding some kind of seriousness to the conversation. Thank you very much. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Your Excellency, on behalf of ICAI Muscat Oman Chapter and our members, every professional in this room, we are deeply honored and genuinely grateful for your presence and your inspiring words this evening. We will be having felicitation of the speakers. Now there will be felicitation of His Excellency G.V. Srinivas sir by Nanda ji. So I request the memento to be handed over to Nanda ji, who will felicitate His Excellency. I also request now His Excellency G.V. Srinivas to felicitate Nanda ji. I request Mr. Sahil Arora to please come on the stage. I request His Excellency to felicitate our panelist, Mr. Sahil Arora. To be on the stage. We are honored to felicitate her this evening. It's an honor to felicitate our management committee members. Let us begin with Unmesh ji. I request Nanda sir to felicitate Unmesh ji. I request CA Nanda sir to felicitate CA Sangeeta Suresh Kumar. There's a surprise of this evening.
There is one more surprise from the MC to our chairman. I'll just give me a minute.
मैं इस पे बोलूंगा एक बार. इनकी फर्स्ट स्पीच और लास्ट स्पीच दोनों में मैं मौजूद था. पहली स्पीच जब एंड की थी तो इन्हों को हाथ उठाना पड़ा था तालियां बजवाने के लिए, और लास्ट स्पीच जब एंड की थी, जब
उन्होंने वो मैं और मेरी चेयरमैनशिप हाथ नहीं उठाया था, तालियां खुद बजी थी।
Good evening. It's my honor to extend the vote of thanks, though most of you are already taking dinner, so we are already late. But as a matter of custom, I would like to extend the sincere thanks to all the stakeholders of our chapter, starting with CVFS, our sponsor under whose umbrella we are functioning in Oman as a chapter, and our chief guest, His Excellency G.B. Srinivas sir, and our guest of honor and our own immediate past president, C. Nanda sir, and our guest of honor, C.A. Sahil from BNW. Thank you for making it, taking out time and being present here to, part of the panel discussion. I also would like to thank our outgoing chairperson, C.A. Unmesh ji, for his excellent support and leadership throughout 25-26. Unmesh ji, lot of things learned from you. Lot of credit goes to you, and definitely will not leave the legacy what you have created. We'll try to match it or put it little above par. And also congratulate, thank Sangeeta ji for being elected or selected as the new chairperson, the 4th woman chairperson of the chapter, and the new management committee members. Last but not the least, our dear professional members who have been continuously supporting for the chapter activities. Thank you. Have a delicious dinner which is already on. Thank you.